Alright, and hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here. We are back for some more of the Persona 4 Golden Let's Play. If you didn't miss out during the last one, well, we got to go and see that Teddy is now a human at this point in time here in the Inaba world, and I can't wait till we go and do some social linking with him later on down the road. But also, too, we can't forget that Rize is also fully recovered, and we didn't really get to see too much around with Rize, because I know that we kind of had to end things off a little bit abruptly. Now, again, as you guys do recall, if you did miss out during the last one, I did say that this episode was originally going to be like almost like a 40-minute episode, but I didn't really want you guys to go and see like the full long 40-minute episode, so I just decided to just basically smush the two parts into basically two different episodes, and here we are right now following along within that said other part that's going along from the said previous video that was happening from here. But all that there is just that there's a lot of story dialogue segments, so we are going to be finding out who is going to be the next person that's going to be getting himself somewhat subjected into the next Midnight Channel, and I want to say that it should at least be that blue hair kid, the PI detective that we have been kind of seeing a little bit here and there. Didn't really know him all that too much, but I know that he was somebody that was able to go and talk to with Kanji, and that was where he had to go and do a whole bunch of like spying things and whatnot, and that's when he was almost ready to go and beat all of us up within that one particular part there, when we had to go and do the whole Kanji rescuing situation that was happening within our time for that. But within these two videos for today, not only are we just going to be doing out here with the course of Persona 4 Golden, but we're also going to have to do some more of what Paper Mario Nostalgia Your Door is going to be. Hope you guys do go and check it out on that, because right now we are going to have to go and use that special boat feature, find ourselves with a different type of crankshaft to open up with the gate that we do need, and that should lead us all the way down towards to where Cortez's. Now, technically, for the next episode, we are not going to actually be said and done with Chapter 5 just yet. Even though that we are going to be battling up with Cortez, we still do have the Lord Crump battle as well. So I think what I'm going to possibly go and do is that if we have enough time, we should at least somewhat tackle up with Lord Crump as well, because he really shouldn't be all that too hard of a boss, unless if you haven't really went and done like a lot of grinding, or if you haven't really found like a whole bunch of other different badge items, because by the way, you do need to use the Quake Hammer for Lord Crump, and I'm pretty much certain that he does kind of work in the way of like how Rockhawk is, so you will actually do need that for your actual time of that said battle. But we'll worry about that for when that actually does happen, for when the other video happens there for Paper Mario, because right now we're here in Persona 4, and that's what we're going to be doing out here for today. And now, while we are going throughout here within these segments that we do have, I do want to go and talk to you guys about what was going on throughout WWE at this point, because I haven't really went and kind of gave off my thoughts and other reactions to what was happening throughout Bash in Berlin, because currently right now, today is September 1st while I'm actually doing this recording here, and just yesterday was actually August 31st, which that was Bash at Berlin. And now mind you, I didn't really get to go and see every type of match that was happening, so I only did miss out on like I think like 2 matches so far that I did miss out, so I have to go and check on the highlights. But there was like that Dominic Mysterio match that I didn't get to go and see, and then there was also that Gunther match, which that was a really highly anticipated main event, which I did want to go and see, because that was going to be the part where Randy Orton could actually be the potential 15-time world champion, because if you guys do recall, he have like so many amount of titles throughout his career, and each of the different iterations of the world championship he has literally got, except for this one yet. And that would be really cool for him to get this type of iteration of this type of world championship. But from what I have been gathered is that even though that I didn't watch it, from what I have been told is that Randy Orton did not actually win. Gunther actually retained the title, so I will have to go and check that out for myself. But that kind of sucks though, because I really wish that Randy should at least get himself with another champion type of title reign pretty soon, because that would be really cool if he can get that 15-time world champ. That would just sound really nice for him to go and grab. Because again, Randy Orton is one of my other favorite wrestlers as well. Not only just with CM Punk, but Randy Orton as well too. Because I grew up with watching both of them throughout the Ruthless Aggression type of eras throughout there.
So where's Teddy? He's over there finishing up his 5th time.
Oh yeah, so if you guys remember, Teddy right now is trying out all the other different type of new things over here in the real world, because he doesn't really know about anything that's going on. So with him trying out those with those type of popsicles there, hopefully he doesn't get himself with a brain freeze or anything.
For the night concerns the latest developments in an ongoing story. The serial murder case in...
Yeah, so if you guys don't remember, or if you guys haven't went and checked it with the last episode, we just heard that King Moron, the professor that was in our school, has went and passed away at this point in time, and it seems like this type of unworldly type of creature, or whoever that is trying to do this type of throwing of these people into the Midnight Channel and doing all their type of stuff that is going on here, is going to be doing it in a different way, because for some reason we got to go and see that King Moron was like hanging from some sort of other particular tower that we never got to go and see from before.
I'm alright.
But you know what? We'll protect you, Nanako.
This marks the second consecutive death after Miss Saki Konishi's, where the target was involved with Yasogami High. Mr. Moro...
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of what's going on here. It seems that this victim really likes to go and try to grab some of the different victims throughout this type of set high school. Now, later on, from what the PI detective that we are going to be meeting up with, the blue-haired kid, is actually be saying something pretty interesting that could go and somewhat help us out with the different clue searching, because he does actually bring up on a point where it actually says that this type of person is actually coming from another different school. So maybe potentially that could go and do something around there that we could possibly go and know. Oh yeah, so now we're going to be showing Nanako another type of little special magic trick that we got, just so that she can kind of keep herself a little bit more occupied than going and hearing about other type of crime type of stuff that's going on here. But now we're all the way back over here now within the Velvet Room once again. And now this is something important that you may possibly want to go and know if you are able to do any more other fusions. Now, since we have made it here up to this point, well, for what Igor is going to go and talk about is that we will have more opportunities of doing other fusions and actually adding at least 4 or more of those said fusions as a part of some different evolutions later, which that should be really fun. I know that so far we were able to do, I think, like 2 or 3 different evolutions, so at least having 4 or more of those would actually be somewhat pretty cool as well.
The season has changed.
Yeah, unfortunately, we still don't really have the social linking with Margaret, because, like, at least we went and taken care of, like, the first of many of them, because I'm pretty certain I think there is, like, a social linking mission with her where you do actually have to get an Ipon Daitara as a part of one of the ranks. So if we were able to actually get her social link, we would have actually been able to clear out that objective and go and take care of that right away here.
Our services diligently? The aid we will henceforth provide is an advanced form of fusion.
Yep, so there you go. So it actually talks about the 4 or more of the personas at once. So hopefully we'll try to find more personas as we go along, and probably I'll go and do some other researching for other different fusions that I could go and try out. And also too, as well, from what I have always wanted to stay it out throughout the rest of my different series is that if you guys actually know more information than I do, I have no problem with you guys going and letting me know when any type of tips or tricks, or even giving me some thoughts of different type of characters for the different persona type of creatures that we could go and use throughout our way of said other dungeons that will help us out. That would be greatly appreciated as well. But let's just go and move all the way down towards into the July 11th. And we are getting ourselves very much close into exams time, I want to say. And I don't know if in the next episode or maybe another video afterwards, we'll probably go and start heading off into this exam. But we still have to go and find out who is going to be taking over the classroom for what's going to happen with King Moron.
Hey, is that stuff about King Moron for real?
It was on TV, right? It must be true.
Oh, well, speaking about who's the new teacher, it seems like this is Miss Kashigawa here. Now, interesting thing about with her is that apparently she has some sort of grudge against with Rize for some reason, because ever since like now she has become like not like a model person anymore. She's like more so like going into school at this point, being like a regular student. Apparently this lady has some sort of grudge around with what's going on here. So maybe she was originally a model before, and maybe they had like some sort of like competition with each other. I'm not really too entirely sure, but somebody could let me know in more details about that.
So our regular exams are still on track for next week, as your principal said.
It's times like these.
But just like how we did it before with other previous exams, you guys already know what to do. We have to go and do our researching, and we'll try to do it in our way of how we're going to do it open book wise instead of trying to do it without having my phone with me, because I want to make sure that we at least get a full 100% throughout this exam so that we can at least go and clear on out and get the best type of mark that we can go. And maybe we will probably get more money from Dojima, just like how we did it before, because last time we got like 20,000 yen from our 100% complete goal, right?
What's so great about an idol anyway, right, class? She's just a piece of
Wow, well, that's just not nice.
What's up with
You know what's kind of weird is that, like, originally before, King Moron really hated us, like, our main character, for, like, the longest time, right? But then all of a sudden now, this Miss Kawagashi lady is not actually going to be hating on us anymore, but just having, like, a complete hatred against with Rize from this point on. Huh. Like, I'm kind of glad that we don't have to really worry about having a teacher trying to hate on us, but having to hate on one of our friends is not cool either. Oh yeah, they're actually now going off and talking about the dungeon now. That was something that we were able to go and do, which that was the Miraku striptease area. But fortunately enough, we actually did go and put a stop to that, right? We made sure that that Shadow Rize wasn't going to be showing off all of her necessities out here, so.
The rumor about the Midnight Channel is spreading further.
We'd better wrap this case up quick. Anyways, let's meet up later. Don't make any plans for this afternoon.
Right. So we're going to be heading back to the department store, I guess, or what's going to happen here? Ah, yeah, so it looks like we're back over at Junes now. And this is where we are going to be meeting up with that blue-haired kid again.
It's been a while since.
And it seems like our group is just getting larger and larger every single time, like, throughout this game now. Because, like, we have 1, 2, I think we have, like, 3 females now, and then we actually have 1, 2, 3, yeah, and then we actually have, like, 4 of the said males. So we actually have around 7 members within our team that we can actually go and choose from. Now, I don't know about Emma the Fox, though, because I'm not really too entirely certain if that fox is able to go and do dungeon crawling exploring as well. So we could actually probably have like 8. But
Sorry.
I haven't really seen anything like that, though.
It's just, I thought it would take me a while to make any friends at my new school. Too bad we met under
Yeah,
circumstances.
that was a really bad, awful circumstances. You know, like, other friends would just meet, like, other friends, like, at a school or at some sort of other type of place, but not throughout, like, some sort of midnight channel where there's, like, a shadow being all of a sudden that's just gonna literally show up out of nowhere.
But they found the body on a foggy day again, right? They said on the news.
I could ever get...
Just the way it was for that announcer and
Oh, man. Just seeing, like, Teddy now, like, just in his human form is just so weird to me for a little bit, but hopefully I'll try to get over everything that's going on with Teddy.
Because there's way too many people who ate a King Moron's guts.
But didn't you say it's people who get famous on TV who are targeted? If the killer's choosing targets by watching TV, I picture him as someone who doesn't know the victims at all. I don't think it's worth trying to figure out motives for that type. There are too many people who hold grudges against you for no reason, even if you've never
that
met
is
them
true.
before. Huh. You sound like you speak from experience, Rise-chan. But with King Moron, he didn't appear on the Midnight.
No, and he never got himself interviewed either, but that's also another thing as well, too.
I don't get this at all.
Man, 2 victims in a row from our school. That's gotta set off the police's alarm bells. They're not gonna leave any stones
Nope.
unturned.
Those police are going to be everywhere around our school, or within the school that we're at right now.
Was the killer. The news says that he was the second victim from Yasogami High, but we all know that's not the case. And I've heard him say more than once that so-and-so deserves to die. But now...
But that was normally him in his, like, drunken state, right? Because I don't know if he actually would have said anything about that during the time of the camping experience, right? I may probably have to go and check back on that. If he said anything that was kind of like a little bit foreshadowing to his potential demise that was going on back in the camping experience trip.
Moron's sake too. At this rate, you have to figure that the killer has something to do with the school, right? So why don't we split up and...
That won't be necessary.
Well, here he is.
You?
So yeah, so we got ourselves with Naoto once again.
Any further.
Why's that?
Apparently
Apparently, the police have found a suspect. It would be best to let them handle the case from here.
How do you know?
I'm on this case as a special investigator. By request of the...
Yeah, so basically this actual PI detective actually does know a little bit more what is beneath the eye here. Because it seems like this detective actually knows about everything what we have potentially been doing out here so far. And kind of snooping around throughout like the different investigations, right?
Testimonies directly linking him with the incident. I expect it's only a matter of time before he is apprehended. Soon this case will be solved and your town will once again be its peaceful, rustic self.
The suspect is a high schooler?
Alright.
Alright.
Well, if it's going to be a high schooler from our school, then maybe that will probably put a stop to it. It won't be like that pervert guy that we went and saw from before that was in this game. Maybe it could be the other person here. Now, I guess we could go and probably just say it's not a game to us, but either way, I don't think it really doesn't matter exactly for what type of text dialogue is here for this part.
Well, no matter. I have no reason to say anything further.
A game? Aren't you the one who thinks of this as a game? I don't care if you're a special investigator or an amateur sleuth. All you're doing is solving mysteries. What could you possibly know about us? You're the
Yeah, technically with all this type of stuff that's going on right now in the way of all this different Midnight Channel business and with people getting kidnapped, I wouldn't really think that that would be so much of a game.
We made a promise.
Maybe to the victim it could probably be, but not for us. But I kind of like how they kind of brought that up as like a little bit of a foreshadowing, because technically, in reality, Persona 4 is actually somewhat of a game.
I was wondering why you'd be wandering around like this when the police have a suspect. What, did they get rid of you now that they have their man? Is that why you came here? You were lonely?
Detectives normally aren't involved with arrests, and we never harbor any special emotions regarding a case either. Still, it is rather unfortunate that people are only attentive so long as our services are required. But then, I'm accustomed to it. Much about this case was perplexing, but its solution was surprisingly simple. Well then, I'll be going now.
Alright, well, there'll probably still be some other times where we will be seeing him again.
What was that about? He just said his piece and left? He said they have a suspect.
But with all that being said, my guys, we are here for the outro, so I will be seeing you guys in the next one for Persona 4 Golden, and of course, peace.